Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bryce Bush, General Partner of DDT Wealth LLC. I'm taking a bit of time today in order to walk you guys through the process of closing a loan with our organization. Our goal is to focus on distributing between $500,000 to $5 million to real estate investors nationwide who have debt needs up to 85% LTV in populations that are above 25,000. And we love working with brokers and referral partners, as that has been the highlight of our business, allowing other individuals the opportunity to make additional capital for their venture and their business based on their relationship with our consortium. So DDT Wealth owns private and hard money for real estate investors. This is a private group of 70,000 individuals of real estate investors, brokers, and lenders nationwide. And it allows us the opportunity to generate a ton of loan requests, some which are outside of the scope of what we like to focus on, which is between $500,000 to $5 million. So we would love to build relationship with mortgage brokers nationwide who would like to take on some of our overflow and keep us informed with notes in regards to the client's investment underwriting criteria, what areas they focus on, what asset classes they're buying, what their goals are for expanding, so that we're able to understand their group a little bit more and be better equipped with providing solutions for individuals through our consortium. If you don't know, a consortium is a group of companies that collectively work together for the same goal. And our goal here in our consortium is assuring that each individual and organization within our consortium has the most knowledge and resources to equip them with the highest probability of success in their business ventures. And our main focus inside of our consortium is predominantly hard money origination for real estate transactions nationwide. I want to walk you guys through the 4-step process of obtaining financing with our organization. Step number 1 is the application submission. So we got to understand the address to the property, the loan request, the FICO score, the experience of the borrower, so that we can gauge based on the risk what our interest rates for that client would be. Once we have phase 1 completed, we will be able to issue a conditional loan approval. It's usually 24 hours within submitting an application, if it is something our organization is interested in originating, and you would have a declined loan request if it's something we're not interested in. And in that case, we usually would refer you to one of our trade partners who would then assist you with finding the right home for your loan request. Phase number 2 would be understanding more information about the property to mitigate our risks, knowing if there was any biohazards dumped on the property, knowing if there was any water damage, mold, or anything that could increase our liability on this origination, as well as beginning the inspection and appraisal process. We use Alpha Realty as our AMC, and an appraisal management company is the definition of an AMC. It's a way where lenders can ethically evaluate properties without having a conflict of interest with communicating directly with the person putting the valuation on the property. So they charge $850 for a single family appraisal, and then they charge $2,900 for a commercial appraisal. And we also use a third party that verifies any renovation budgets that would make the fee for the renovation distributions around $1,250. Once the appraisal is started, we usually like to work with the client on phase 3 to gather conditions, which we will usually send a title insurance request and an evidence of insurance request, along with entity documents that we need to gather in order to verify the borrower owns the company that is buying or pulling capital out of that real estate transaction that is presented. Once we're able to verify this individual owns the property through the conditions list, which also includes social security card, driver's license, leases assigned to the property, the subject property, and verification of their lease for their personal property, as well as verification of their mortgage statements if they're not renting their personal residence. Then phase number 3 will be completed once we finalize all conditions, which there are 12 of them, and we have a stamp of approval from underwriting, and I then get a loan confirmation where I sign off on all the fees associated with our organization to make sure the title company knows what's being distributed. Then phase number 4, signing and settlement. So we try to make it very simple because we like to set ourselves apart from the competition, making sure that we are well organized, well structured, and able to perform at a higher capacity than other individuals because of this simple and easy way of organizing things. And the 3 main components that sets us apart from competitions within this space is loan to value. Our fund is able to go up to 85% for tier 1 investors, which means individuals with over 5 in experience, and average is 70 to 80% LTV, depending on commercial or residential. We feel that seller seconds and second position gap funding being utilized towards stabilized acquisitions is what sets us apart from our competitors. Most lenders in this space will not allow you to provide a seller second or a gap fundings to be credited towards your closing. But as long as there's no construction holdback, we will be able to provide that debt for you. And even if there is construction holdbacks, we've built a workaround where we work with a private lender that provides the down payment and closing costs to show the liquidity. Then the seller financing portion can be handled outside of closing. So we try to work with investors in the best way that we know how, because we are investors and our organization was built by individuals whose main goal was to purchase and acquire real estate for wealth building. And the third reason we believe we are set aside from our competition is because of population. A lot of lenders don't go under 75,000 or 100,000 in population. We will go as low as 2,500 in population, with no questions asked over 25,000. And if it is between 2,500 and 25,000, usually after phase 1, when we sign the conditional loan approval document, in phase 2, we would then go and do a pre-screen that would just make sure this is something we would have no problems with distributing. And we would also do an appraisal check to make sure that an approved appraiser from our panel is willing to go out to the subject property in a reasonable amount of time and perform the work. This way, no one's losing any time, as it's always of the essence, and we understand that. And also, we don't control the appraisals. It's through a third party. So we don't have any control over their time frames for refunds, and based on our experience, we see 3 to 5 days on refunds, which could hold up the process in a whole. So we just like to be mindful and make sure that everything is what it's supposed to be before we proceed past phase 1. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook under DDT Wealth, as we are trying to utilize our meta and track all of our business coming through that channel. Guys, we look forward to adding value to everyone's family and business. And please like, comment, and subscribe, because we grow organically. So we need your assistance to make sure we are able to reach the right real estate investors that is seeking between $500,000 to $5 million on their next real estate transaction nationwide. Blessings, guys. We'll see you at the top.